Today, there are thousands of different kinds of plants and animals. They're all different, but all have things in common. This is due to evolution. Today, we are going to look into carnivoria. This is a group of cats, dogs, bears, raccoons, weasels, mongoose, hyenas, lions, and walruses. Carnivores can be recognized from many things. One is their teeth. Carnivora have two big lower teeth that help them eat meat. They are normally the top predators in their ecosystem. Most carnivora will growl and show their teeth when they are being threatened. Also, most have hair on their legs to help them navigate in dark places.
We have that too, which means that we must branch off from them sometime in history.
Carnivoria have one very close relative called Creodonta, but the Creodontas became extinct about 60 million years ago. Because of this, they are on their own branch with no relatives that are extremely close. This means that the next group in common with Carnivoria are primates, Sirenia, Demopteria, and Tubidarianta, just to name a few. If we go back farther, we meet up with a few other groups that create the Ethroaria. This group contains only mammals. They have ankles, jaws, teeth, and joints. They have a spine and are warm-blooded. They spend more time with their young than others.
It is a misconception that a moose is in the carnivora family. But there's two major things. They have hooves, which means that they split off from the carnivora section long, long ago. Also, they don't even eat meat.
Fossils have been found all over. For Carnivoria, though, most are found in Northern America and Europe. This gives us the idea that they were first in these areas. Today, they live all over. This shows us how they can live in all environments. This makes me believe that the species will live on because of the fact that they can live all over the world. Also, dogs and cats are domesticated. This means humans have control over them. Because of this, they don't need to worry about food, shelter, or water. There are some species out there that are not as lucky as cats and dogs, so over time they may go extinct.
For example, hyenas might have a hard time surviving because they are wanted and are hunted. Carnivora doesn't have any species that are like, wow, is that actually in the carnivora family? Carnivora vary from huge seals to small little kitty cats. This is divergent at its best. Even though carnivora differ very much, we can tell that they are related because of many things. For example, their bone structure in their legs. It goes from one bone to two bones to a bunch of small bones to fingers. Even in seals when they have flippers. Because of this fact, we can tell that their ancestors had this and pass it on to them. Therefore, they all have common ancestors that pass down this trait of the 2 to 1 to a lot to fingers. This is very important in proving evolution. These part of their bones are homologous. DNA can tell us a lot if an animal is related. We can tell how much their DNA is the same. And because we know this, if their DNA is really similar, this means that they have to have a common ancestor. It is possible that natural selection happened more than once, and it has happened, but it is more common that they are related, and not that natural selection repeated itself. This lets us look at the chromosomes and see how much they have in common in size and color. The color that lines up means that they're probably very similar. Dogs have many chromosomes compared to humans, but as you will learn later, they are still related because some chromosomes can just have junk DNA or DNA that doesn't really matter. Even though dogs have so many more chromosomes, they're only 4 branches apart from humans. With this, we can compare these different animals with dogs, which is on the right hand side, and see how much they have in common with each other. The more they have in common, the closer their common relative will be. When comparing carnivoria to humans, you can use DNA and you can use the bone structure. Humans have the one, two, many, and then toes, or one, two, many, and then fingers. But there is another way that we haven't talked about yet. It all has to do with that really long tail that some carnivores have. If you notice in the human pelvis, there's a little bone called the corax that is also known as the tailbone, but doesn't really do anything. This bone is vestigial. A long time ago, a species broke off into two different branches, one that had a tail and one that didn't. But the tailbone was still there. It then turned into the corax, which humans have, but there's no use for it. This means that if we go back, we'll find the branch that split the two apart, meaning that they have a common ancestor with each other, and that evolution separated them through mutations and natural selection. Carnivoria are closely related to humans.